नमस्कार। जागरण का इवेंट और बिहार के बारे में आपकी इजाज़त से हिंदी में शुरुआत करूंगा। तो आप इतना लेट आया हूं मैं, इसका नुकसान ये है, फायदा ये, हर कोई कहना था बोल चुका है और मेरे को ज़्यादा बचानी है, तो मैं सबका टाइम यूज़ करूंगा, वो जो है उसको आगे बढ़ूंगा। लेकिन मैं कहानी तो सुनाऊंगा। पांडे साहब, आप तो गए बिहार अभी 7 साल पहले। मेरी पहली नौकरी जब मैं सेल्स में लगा तो बॉम्बे में रहता था, रहने वाला इधर का ही, लेकिन बॉम्बे में रहता था। और मेरे को बोला गया कि तुम पहले जाओ बिहार में। तो बहुत लोगों ने बहुत कुछ कहा। किसी ने बोला कि देखो बच के रहना, क्या होगा। दूसरे ने बोला शादी कर देंगे तुम्हारी वहाँ पर पकड़ के। बहुत कुछ कहा गया। मैं गया, पटना में उतरा, ट्रेन का जमाना था, प्लेन से जाते नहीं थे और सीधे मुजफ्फरपुर जाना था। उस टाइम नया नया खुला था सर, वो इंदिरा गांधी सेतु खुला था, उस पर गए और रुकते रुकते गिरते गए। और जिसको भी मिला रास्ते में, जिस दुकानदार के पास गया, उसने बोला कि आप आए हैं, बहुत अच्छा है, कहाँ रहते हैं, बॉम्बे में रहते हैं। कि अच्छा, आप जो भी आप धंधा करेंगे आपके संग हमारी लड़के को लेकर जाइए, उसको भी लगा दीजिए बॉम्बे में। वो ज़माना था। बहुत कुछ उन्होंने कहा है और आज खुशी की बात है कि बिल्कुल बदल गया है, परिवर्तन है। और परिवर्तन में जैसे सतीश जी ने बोला कि आपकी इच्छा है, सभी ने बोला लोग वापस आएँ, लोग वापस आए, लोग जा ही नहीं रहे, अभी कम हो गया है लोगों का जाना। तो शुरुआत अच्छी है और हम होप करते हैं कि आगे होगा। थोड़ा सा मेरी तरफ से, तो ये मेरा फ़ोन नहीं, किसी के फ़ोन रहे हैं यहाँ पर। सबने बात करी तो मैं जो जो बोल चुके हैं वो रिपीट नहीं करूंगा। लेकिन ये देखिए, माइग्रेशन ऑलरेडी कम हो चुका है, 20% 26% डाउन है माइग्रेशन। तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा इंडिकेटर है कि अब लोग जो हैं सोच रहे हैं कि बहुत अच्छा कुछ हो रहा है यहाँ पर, देश में फ्यूचर है, इस प्रदेश में, प्रांत में, तो इसलिए नहीं होने वाला है। मैं शुरुआत करूंगा। आप तो यहाँ पर हमारे जो एमसी साहब हैं वो लगे हुए थे बताने में एनेक्डोट्स। मैं भी बताता हूँ कि लोग कहते हैं इलिटरेसी है बिहार में, मेरे हिसाब से द मोर ग्रेजुएट इन केरला। और सबसे बड़ी बात विच इज गोइंग टू बी स्लाइटली डिफरेंट फ्रॉम व्हाट पीपल हैव सेड, दैट द हाईएस्ट नंबर ऑफ सोशल एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, एंड आई dwell on this. Of course, the other stuff is obvious. The government has done very well with the entry to the Limca Book of Records. Some small stuff. The point is, Bihar talks in creating true grassroots innovations, and this is the future of this country. The country is not about big industries coming in. The growth of some other large countries in the world, be it China or otherwise, has been the back of what was done at grassroots level. And I'm sure you're aware, but there are a lot of examples. I just picked up 3, which are, very interesting in terms of innovations. I'm not dwelling on the examples there. It's all grassroots level stuff which is happening, which is appropriate technology, which is appropriate and right for our country. So if you're looking at what is the future for the country from our point of view, I have 3 stories to tell, which is under the 3 V's, which is volume, value and variety. Volume, everyone has read upon. It is a large population, which is very good. Satiji talked about how people in R1, which is rural upscale homes, are improving, the quality of life is improving. Interestingly, even in the big towns of Bihar, which is what we call SECA, is also improving. A 1% increase. Imagine on a population of, on a base of 7-8% is a very high number. So it's increasing both ways. So there is an increase there. And the big point, actually the point which I want to make in today's presentation, is one singular point. If you look at Bihar in terms of postgraduates, so while we talk of illiteracy, there is the highest percentage of postgraduates and also self-employed professionals, you see. So there is a correlation. It is a state where people study more, whether they study in Bihar or they go out and study. It's a state which has a maximum number of self-employed professionals. And I truly believe this is the critical point. The reason I say this is that I go back, that the future of this country and of the state depends on when people start doing businesses, start flourishing. It's not about one Tata or one Birla or one Reliance coming in. It's a lot of people doing a lot of small entrepreneurship which will come, and this from this talent and this is an opportunity to tap. There is a huge talent pool. It is known. While the MC said jocularly about IAS officers, Mr. Shiranjan being one of them, but I think there is a lot of talent, intellectual talent, and there is an entrepreneurial talent which exists. Couple this with social activism, which is a very strong thing. There is care and concern for the state and for the country, in my mind, is the future. So there is so the change which we are seeing is not only from a marketer's point of view or from a consumer's point of view, which I'll talk about, but it is a social change which we are seeing, and the potential lies in Bihar because of these 2 trends. And the fact that people are educated, there is understanding, and the fact that there is so-called self-employed professionals, they know what they stand for. So I have coined the term of ROI, which is what big companies come, they put in, they say they're looking for investment all the time, They're saying, listen, we come in, we are putting in a factory worth 5,000 crores, 10,000 crores investment, and therefore you want return on investment on that, versus EMI. So a small EMI, all of us are familiar with from the term of equated monthly installments. But if you look from a self-employed professional's point of view, his point of view always will be, there's not a big industry I'm setting up, I need 18% ROI, but it's something which I do on a small scale, which I'm picking up and I'm bringing out on a monthly basis all through. So that's the way I see EMI. And now coming to the second point of variety, Satjit covered it, so I'm not going to dwell on it very long, but there are two trends. One trend is that you have the high penetration categories like oils and vanaspati and tooth powder and stuff like that. But even some of the simpler stuff for women like nail polish, and you see a lot of products there which are going. So it's both happening at the same time. It's not that the basic demand has to be fulfilled for some other, should I say, nascent categories to come up, which is peculiar to Bihar, which is not happening in other states. Primarily what happens is that you have one category which is penetrated and then the luxury categories come up. And if you see as a small fun slide, if you see aspirations keeping place, so there is a public school which is passing off as Harvard. There's also a baby creche being provided along with that, if you see. So it's a sign, it's a state of things to happen, that this is what it is. They believe in this. Obviously there is growth and affluence enablers. So there is the cell phones which you see. There is the refrigerators, there are the computers, but look at mineral waters, baby food, then branded baby products. So the growth is as rapid. So it's not that, cell phones is obvious. I would never imagine that branded baby products will also grow as rapidly. So again, my point of there is, it is happening in conjunction. It's not a linear way things are happening. People have said, so I'll gloss over this, India is a young country and Bihar more so than India. And these are the people who are driving this change to that extent. You've seen a lot of these youngsters. So while we say it's a young country, but you've seen the performers there. People talked about literacy. Literacy is a very big thing there. So before I sum up, I thought I would say that while you see from the parameter or from the prism or from the eyes of a marketeer, to me Bihar is a lot larger than that. It's not only that, it's the country, bear in mind the largest number of postgraduates. There is a strong social activism in the milieu there, and the fact that there is a potential of self-employed professionals leads one to believe that in a manner, and I'm not saying because the government is here, but I genuinely believe that the future of this country will evolve from Bihar, because if we can ignite somehow this whole thing of creating, as it happened in China, that you created this whole thing of small organizations, small companies which emanate from self-employed professionals, is the future of this country. So that's the larger thought I'm leaving behind, and literacy obviously is helping with this. I'm glossing this over, and I want to end with a quote. It's a long quote, लंबा quote है. मैंने उसके तीन वो निकाले. चाणक्य जी ने बोला राजनीति के बारे में, सुख के मूल धर्म, धर्म मूल अर्थ, अर्थ मूल राज्य. So finally the prosperity, for translating for those who don't understand, the essence of this is the prosperity of the people, or the good of the people is their prosperity, and the prosperity is in the hand of the rulers of the land. And I'm very proud to say that the current rulers of the land are aware of this. Thank you very much.